All right, you guys filled out this worksheet last week on how to write a SMART goal, but we're going to go over it one last time to make sure that everybody understands exactly what we're doing. We're not going to write our goal yet because we're going to come up with each of these specific things about it first, and then we're going to turn that into a goal. All right, so first of all, the desired result. Let's make a specific goal. What do we want to talk about in here? Maybe making a good grade or being able to run a 5K by a certain time. Let's keep it academic focused, so let's go with something about a grade. Do you want to make it about making an A, a B, or passing everything? You guys tell me what you want to do. Passing. All right. Because for some people, passing can be really difficult, so let's go with passing. All right, so the desired goal right here would be to pass all classes for the 6 weeks. All right. Now, measurable. Is this measurable? Do we know if we pass all our classes for the 6 weeks? How do we know? Okay, we will know, and we will know because Skyward grades will show whether or not we pass. All right. Now then, is this attainable? Yeah. Do you have the skills to pass your classes? Yes. All right. Do you have the resources to pass your classes? Yes, ma'am. Okay. So you have the skills. Skills is yes. Resources, yes. Is this goal within your reach? All right, so you have the ability to do so. The 6 weeks hasn't even really started yet. You know, it's the first day of it. So everybody technically has 100 in every class right now. Look at it that way. You start off with 100. All right. Is this goal doable? It is doable? Yes. Oh, we're going to make that in all caps, yes, because yes, it's doable. Is it too easy? It might be too easy for some of you that should be making better grades than that. All right. Is it ridiculous? No. So far, we have a decent target to shoot for, and we have all the things here. What is our time frame for this?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. And when are we going to check on it?
Every day.
All right. Okay, that's good. You can check daily. With progress report when?
3 weeks.
At 3 weeks. There you go. All right, so we have all of the things here that we need to write a good goal. Now, your goal has to be specific, measurable, attainable, and you don't necessarily have to write that part into your goal, but we know it's attainable, we know it's realistic, and we know it's time bound. So, what we need to do is we need to come up with a way to compose this into one sentence of a goal, one sentence that talks about passing all classes for the 6 weeks and about using Skyward. You know what? We also need to use Blackboard too. All right, we also want to use Blackboard. All right, so we want our goal to mention passing all classes for the 6 weeks, using Skyward and Blackboard to check it, and that we will know that we will check daily on our grades and at the 3-week period. So let's start generating a sentence. Somebody come up with a sentence, and when you have one, raise your hand and tell me, and we'll try to write that in here and state a goal. Come up with a sentence that has all of those things. I can wait. Come up with a sentence. How about we start with our time? Okay, thank you. For the sixth 6 weeks marking period. All right, so there's our time, right? What will I do? I will pass all of my classes. Now, what's passing? With at least a grade of 70. You have to be very specific. I guess we can make this 2 sentences. All right, how will we check on it and how will we measure it? I will what?
I will also check Blackboard and Skype daily.
Okay, not just also, but I will check, because that's part of your goal. I will check Blackboard and Skyward daily, comma, and what about your progress report? Are you going to check that too?
Yes.
All right, and I will check for grades of 70 or above on my 3-week progress report. All right. Is it specific? What specifically are we going to do? Okay, how do we pass? No. How do we pass? How do we know we're passing? That's a good idea. All right, what grade does it have to be? 70. Okay, it has to be a 70, okay? Because if you don't put that specifically in there, well, passing could be something different in a different place, okay? So, we've got our grade of 70 in there. Is it measurable? Yes, because we know we have to have a 70 and it has to be on Skyward and Blackboard, right? That's where we check. All right, we already said it was attainable. We already said it was realistic. What's our time period?
6 weeks.
6 weeks, is that in our goal?
Yes.
And with our 3-week progress report, right?
Yes.
Okay, here's what I want you to do now. I want you to look at your SMART Goals worksheet, and I want you to compose a sentence like this on your SMART Goals worksheet. You can use this one if you like, but what you can do is if you're wanting to make all A's, put in 90. If you're wanting to make at least B's, then put in 80. If there's a specific class, if you want to list your classes separately, maybe you can make an A in some of your classes, but there's one of them that you really struggle with and you want to allow yourself to make a B there. That's okay. That's part of being realistic. That's part of being attainable. Be real with yourself. You know what? There is no shame in a B. There is no shame in a C. Unless you know you can do better. Okay? So I'm going to pause this and you're going to write your goals. And then in a few minutes we're going to move on and we will look at your action plan. Okay, you should have completed your goal by now, and we've already talked about some of them here in this class. Now we're going to go to the action plan, and we're going to go over this. First of all, you're going to just think very, very, very critically and very seriously about what you've said that you want to do. And right here, this action plan worksheet has to do with what barriers will you face to achieve your goal and how will you overcome them. For each goal, or the goal that you did, list the following. All right, what are some actions that you are already doing toward achieving that goal? If you are a person who's turning in all of your assignments, you could type in there, I turn in all my work on time. All right? If you don't turn it all in on time, maybe you could just say, I turn in all my work and leave the on time off. Actions that I'm not currently doing. Well, I'm turning in all of my work, but it is not always on time, right? Maybe, possibly, remember, we're just filling this out so that people know what to put. Or maybe you're not turning in your work at all, or I'm only turning in a small amount of my work, or about half of my work. All right, that's something that you're not doing the I'm turning it in all the time thing, but I could turn it in all on time. All right. Actions that I am not currently doing that I will need help or support with to achieve this goal. All right, let's go back to the example of I am having trouble logging in. I'm having trouble logging in. So that's something that you're not doing. So that means you need help. Or maybe I don't understand, I need help. I need help with math. Okay, could be anything like that. What are the things that you're not doing and you do need help with that? Now, let's see. People or places from whom I can get help. Well, if you're having trouble logging in, who do you need to talk to?
You or Miss Hindi?
Me or Miss Hindi. All right, so Miss Moravitz or Miss Hindi. Probably Miss Hindi would be the better one because I don't have any power to change those things, like your passwords and all. And then if you need help with math, who can you go to?
Your teacher.
Your math teacher. All right, now this says goal progress review date. And that's going to be whatever date our progress reports are due. All right, so let's go back here to gradebook and posting status. And I will tell you when that will be. Progress report 6 is going to happen on May the 4th, or we'll say May the 4th, that Friday. All right, so May the 4th. So the date that we're going to review this is May 4th, or let's put 2018 so you know for sure. And then you're going to answer the question down there, how have you done? All right. That's what I want you to fill out now. As soon as you're done with your goal and you've gone through all the SMART steps in there and you've let someone else read it and make sure all those SMART things are in there, then I want you to fill out this action plan worksheet. And again, I realize that many of you turned this in last week, and I appreciate that, but we didn't actually finish writing your goal and things like that. And I want you to make sure that your SMART goal worksheet and your action plan worksheet are complete. You go back to Blackboard. Let's see, let's go back here. Back to Blackboard, back to the 5th marking period. The discussion board right here. You're going to go back down to reflection 4 and reflection 5. You're going to create a new thread on each one of them. Create a thread. Don't go back to your other one. Create a new thread. And your subject line can be updated SMART goal worksheet. And all you have to do is click on the browse my computer right here, find your file, and attach it and then submit it. That way you know that you have a completed document, and when we go back to look at it, because this is where we're going to go find it on May the 4th to go back and look at it. So make sure you have turned that in. It will be worth points to you on May the 4th to be able to find it in that thread. Are there any questions about how to turn these in or what to do? Alrighty, then I am going to stop this video and you guys can get to work on this.